as a local business, you're not like, if you're an influencer or a celebrity or whatever, like that's a lot easier.
Right.
A lot easier. But as a business, you're behind the fold.
Welcome to the Big Brand Theory podcast by Blackwood Creative.
Advertising for social ads. What are your thoughts on how people approach advertising when it comes to social media?
Well, I don't think enough businesses care enough about it to, I guess, put a lot more of their focus on it. So I would say, they should probably dig a little deeper with that and make sure they're spending enough money to get their business or service out there for people to see, because that itself will generate more customers and getting more looks on social media. So, and not even just social media, other advertising as well. So
I run a lot of social media for us and everything. And what I have found is that if a company thinks that posting organically or just posting repetitiously, like every single day, like it's going to meet somebody, that's not true anymore.
Yeah, no.
Like we've seen so many times that, posting every day or posting a story every day or whatever, it's not getting a result anymore. Like that's 2014 Facebook. That's not 2022 Facebook.
Yeah.
The reality that we see a lot of times of advertising dollars is even with a marginal spend, your page reach is astronomically high when you actually pay for it.
Right. Yeah.
Same thing with organic reach is like not everything is formulated anymore to be organic. Like what do you see when you are on social media on your phone or whatever? Like what is in your timeline?
It depends. I follow a lot of different businesses from like big brands, whether that be like sports or universities or some of my favorite brands like Nike or Under Armour, stuff like that.
Golf stuff.
Yeah, golf. Say like Ping or Callaway, like stuff like that to name a few, Titleist. They all have a very specific way of posting that's like, you don't see them post all day, every day, but you will see it often enough for me to remember, okay, I saw what they posted. Or like if it's a video advertisement where they just added a new ambassador onto their program. That, and then along with, friends and family with that mixed in. So I'm getting more of a balance between company and relationships. And you kind of have to dictate which ones you want to see
Right.
rather than just seeing just all companies and all businesses. But I do believe it's a good way to get your name out there, I guess. But
so one thing that I've noticed, and it's a change that is happening across the board with both Facebook and Instagram especially, is that they are either bringing, like on Facebook, they're bringing back the timeline that is specific to what you choose. So like if it's the most recent kind of thing that you would want, it's going to have that where it's like going by basically who posted last. And on top of that, they still, I think they call it the curated feed or whatever it is.
yeah.
But on top of that, they still have another feed, which is super confusing to consumers, which I don't understand. It's like they're partially giving back people what they had before. But what I know is that regardless of it being in a curated feed or into, the same feed that it is now, you're still going to have to pay to reach people.
Right. If you don't pay for that, like those ad dollars, then you're not going to reach enough people as that you want to. and you're missing out on a whole other target audience that may actually be interested in what you're providing them, what service or what option you're selling, what product, stuff like that.
And that's the part that kind of drives me nuts, is that nowadays, especially with marketing in general, it's becoming very metrics driven, and like everybody is so diehard about like getting the most for their dollar, which, you know, makes sense.
Right.
But if you go down the road of only being metrics driven and not understanding the opportunity for organic growth, then you're kind of missing that.
Yeah.
You're missing that opportunity to not throw ad dollars at something, but create something that people will follow.
Right. Yeah. Don't just make it like, oh, here's my business, I'm selling this and this, and that's it, and you're going to pay X amount of money to have that be shot at people. Like, okay, look at that, like all over social media. But you want to make sure it's like attractive and it like makes them interested, not just say, oh yeah, it's just this XYZ business. And you actually want to be like, oh, what is this? They look kind of cool. Like, da-da-da. So.
Yeah, I think that that's part of the conversation that gets missed too when you're talking about ad dollars, is like people are like, well, I can just put money on a photo of
Right.
what I do and it's going to attract people. It's like, it'll attract people, but it's not going to get you what you need.
Yeah.
And unless like it's just general brand awareness is what you're looking to do. But at the end of the day, like you're always going to have like a service or a product or an event or something that you want to target, have it as your call to action. And if you just always do a general call to action and it's not even a call to action, it's just, we're here, this is what we do, like that's never engaging.
Right.
And that's what social media is. It's meant to be engaging and for you to communicate with potential customers or clients or past customers and clients.
Right.
And ad spend is the only way you do that now.
Right.
Like if you operate a page on Facebook or Instagram without any ad spend, you are talking to nobody. Like you can do all the hashtag research you want, you can do all that, but if you don't put ad money behind it, as a local business, you're not like, if you're an influencer or a celebrity or whatever, like that's a lot easier.
Right.
A lot easier. But as a business, you're behind the fold. Like you're behind a wall.
Right.
Like they intentionally do that because they force you to utilize their platform, and to do that, you have to have ad dollars.
Yeah. Right.
It's difficult for people to understand when they come from that 2010, 2012 Facebook era, but I mean, things change.
Yeah.
Right? Facebook's a huge company. It's not just on the growing side of it anymore. Like they have Meta and they're trying to do all that. So money's got to come from somewhere.
That's right.
And advertising that's what Facebook is basically an advertising company.
Pretty much. Yeah. And I think that's a huge obstacle for a lot of these businesses who are owned and operated by people who didn't grow up in that era of, okay, social media is a new thing, you better hop on or else you're going to get left behind, because it's like one of the best ways to reach a customer is through social media. And I think that if you don't have a strong foot in the door with whatever you're posting, or even having an account that is backed up by ad spend, and you're able to spend that money to boost content and promote content, then I think you're wasting your time.